Everything's great in parts of the garden like this. There's lots of sun and everything seems to thrive. But what about those areas we just don't talk about? The dark, shady spots where nothing seems to grow. Well, I can't make them any lighter or brighter, but what I can do is show you what plants will grow there. That way, you'll be able to show off every part of your garden. And this is my shameful, shady spot where nothing seems to grow, even the weeds struggle. The problem is, I've got this big liquid amber and a magnolia here, which is sucking up all the moisture out of the soil, and it's really quite compacted. But it is one of my favourite spots of the garden. I like to sit here on this bench that I brought back from the Chelsea Flower Show in 2015, and I've got a lovely view of the garden, but the issue is the foreground's looking terrible. So it's about time it had a bit of a renovation. So of course I go to plant out my dry area and it starts raining, but I am going to use this to my advantage. So I have noticed that this soil is really dry and a little bit hydrophobic. That's where bacteria coats the soil and no water can get in. Now, rather than putting compost and new soil on top and mixing all that bacteria through, I'm going to use a soil wetter now, which is going to break it all down, and then when I add my new compost and new soil, it's going to bring the soil to life. So I'm adding a combination of garden soil and compost. The garden soil is going to help bring it up to the level of the steppers and get over the exposed roots, but the compost is going to enrich the soil, which is going to help it to hold on to nutrients and water. And what that means is we're going to have a larger plant palette to play with. With the layout of my plants, I've really tried to make the space feel a lot bigger, and I've done that by drawing the eye into a shady spot and then brightening it up with this lovely variegated foliage. But so that doesn't stand out, I've got other pockets through and then a yellow colour in the clivias down by the path, so it feels like the whole thing's well connected. To contrast with the yellow, I've got some purple. The underside of this leaf really stands out. Yellow and purple work lovely together. And then to punctuate and have some excitement, a few shuttlecocks of ferns throughout. I've used two different types of Plectranthus in this garden design. This variegated one and then this one called Mona Lavender. They're both really reliable for dry shade and they'll flower their heads off at the same time with just a bit of variation in the contrast of the colour. Now, I have used a lot of plants here because I want an instant impact, but they are really easy to propagate. You'll find they're quite brittle, so bits will fall off when you plant them. All you need to do is cut through the node here, pop it in a bit of potting mix, and you'll have this amount of plants in no time. Another proven winner for a shady spot is the hellebore or the winter rose. Now in Australia, this will flower at the end of winter or the beginning of spring, and it's perfect for planting under trees. With most of the varieties, the flowers hang down, but this one, they face upwards. So as I walk down the path, I'm going to see these lovely red blooms. Now you've probably bought one of these from your local florist, but it's an excellent garden plant. It's a cyclamen. It's a woodland plant, so it's really well suited to our shady spot. They like to be shallow rooted, which is perfect for us, and they like lots of organic matter around their root ball, so compost or old fallen leaves is great for them. I've planted them towards the edge of my path so you can really see them, and I love the way the petals just go straight upright like this. It makes a fantastic little feature. There's a few different options I had for mulching this garden. If I'd used a compost, it would have been really dark and black, and when the leaves inevitably fall from these trees, it would look messy. So I've selected a bush mulch. Now this is a combination of wood chip and leaf, so when the leaves do fall, it's not going to look out of place. So with all the plants in the ground, we've completely transformed this underused area, and the thing I like most about it is there's always something to look at. In autumn, there's the Plectranthus and the Cyclamen. Then in winter, we'll have the Hellebores. In spring, the Clivias are going to shine. And then in summer, it'll finish off with the oak leaf hydrangeas. So there's always an area you can appreciate.